Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another glorious episode of Jedi Talk. I am one of your three co-hosts, Brad Hughes. Oh, you got Chevelle popping for me, dog? Let's go.
I got new ones for us all tonight.
I love the song so much. How much have I talked about the song? How good the song is? Oh, I love it. I've preached the song to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm your host, one of your hosts, Brad Hughes. Follow me on Instagram at Brad from Jedi Talk. For now, it's going to be updated later this week, but for now, that's what it is. To my right, the man, the myth, the legend, Evan T. Boucher. Evan, what is going on?
Adiga and good journey, everyone.
I've got a joke for you. Hang on.
Lay it on me first.
In
the meantime, I just finished listening to Heroes of the Halcyon featuring Tom. A great episode discussing Massaja and how to see Rey aboard the Halcyon before the finale. Go listen to it.
Here it is. To my right, a man who is an absolute zero because you are what you drink. Evan T. Boucher. Evan, what's going on?
Facts. Because I basically only drink fuzzy tauntauns, and I haven't had one since the Halcyon, I think. I'm going to have one later this week. So
A drink? You're drinking one right now.
Well, that is true. Yeah.
You got some Eagle Rare, brother.
Yeah, and that's a rare occasion for me to drink.
It is. And I'm just going to repeat the one from last week because I didn't write any new ones for Tom, but that was one I had for Evan. To his right, the man who appears in a few of the pictures on Hunter Biden's laptop, Tom Oakrey.
I'm going to refute that again by the right of the council, by the will of the Force. Thank you. Yes, follow us at Jedi Talk Podcast, first and foremost, whatever you're doing. Yes, this is Hail on Fire.
This is Hail on Fire, yes. Yes, it is.
You're following us at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram and youtube.com/Jedi Talk, where I promise it's a running gag on this podcast that we're going to get to video. We'll get there eventually. Austin's waiting in the wings to do stuff for us. We at least two of the three of us have ADHD, so it's really hard to do stuff. I'll just blame it on that.
I mean, 2/3 for sure. I mean, I don't know about Evan, but I know for sure.
I know for sure you and I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
we got a lot to talk about today, guys.
We do.
I'm excited. Where do you guys want to start?
Well, I mean, before we get into it, the song changes I want to address because that was great because I've been somewhat intentionally, somewhat not intentionally listening to a lot of Gaia and a lot.
Oh, you have?
Batude.
I haven't seen that in your story.
Do you want to announce?
Sure, yeah, but
Go
so
for
like.
it.
For one, I moved finally to a great apartment. I'm Brad's neighbor now. It's
Dude,
pretty awesome.
it is so exciting. I was going to text you last night, but I was still feeling like shit. If you wanted to come down for a grapefruit beer, because I bought some grapefruit beer.
I
bought some Schafferhofer.
I'm always down. Save that for the 4th.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing
we're
like
gonna
celebrating July 4th by drinking some German beer.
Well, this guy was going to go to fucking...
a Canadian steakhouse. Yeah, we can
Canadian.
cancel it.
Well, you fucking
Facilier
traitor.
or whatever.
Yeah, but
Man.
I thought I'm going to an American theme park eating a steak.
And you're going to an American theme park that is themed around Canada, our weakest neighbor.
I completely agree with every single bit of that.
You're going to support Justin Trudeau?
No,
he
doesn't
July
get any
4th,
of that money.
Of course he does. It's a connection between the Canadian government. He absolutely
there's a
gets
contract.
He gets a fucking kickback.
Yeah.
I'm
not
making
doing
that all up.
I know you are. I'm not doing that.
I'm sure somebody
I'm
believes
just saying, how dare you? From all of America to Tom Oakrey, how dare you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
How dare you?
Okay.
So just-
And also, if I had opportunity to do it, I'd do
I know
it too.
you would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the steak.
But
I'm
a steak. I don't care where I get my steak.
As
I'm
an
gonna go get my
American, I'm going to Liberty Tree Tavern on the 3rd.
As you should.
I'm not going on the 4th because why the
that's
fuck would I do
insane,
that? But I'm going to Liberty Tree Tavern on the 3rd, and I cannot wait. I'm excited. I also want to apologize for my voice. I sound like I'm doing a bit. I'm not.
You did a bit last time, so.
I don't remember. Is that the voice?
That was it.
It hurts to do
Jeffrey
that.
McAfee.
It's Jeffrey McAfee.
You're doing it, and you're nailing it.
That hurts to do. So I'm not going to do it this episode. But
we were pumping that music, though, as we were moving in. So, and then Spotify, you can't pick your song because it plays random. But every time I flip on Spotify and put on either Gaia playlist or DJ Rex playlist, it's the same like 4 Gaia songs. So I'm not complaining.
Nice.
Not complaining at all. Some bangers.
Nice. Do you want to announce?
So yes, I am actually. We teased it and I've talked about it, but I'm finally going back to the Halcyon on the 3rd to last voyage of all time.
I'm very jealous.
To
I might get back
chain
to
myself to the fish tanks in the Sublight Lounge. I haven't decided if I'm going to chain myself to Kyle or probably Kyle's mom.
I would chain myself to Kyle's mom. She changed herself to my dick.
Hey, yeah, it's disgusting.
I might hide in your luggage and see how much they actually search your luggage.
Right. They don't weigh it. I haven't ever seen them weigh it. So
just saying.
Who knows?
If it weighs 400 pounds, you know your boy's in there.
That's just because of the lightsabers I packed.
All right, let's move into some cool stuff. I'm happy for you that you're going to.
I'll be getting anything you guys want. Anything.
The indie alarm. Oh, I'm going to be hitting you.
We'll talk there later, but and I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to name the fish. I have to.
Yeah,
because I've still never done it.
You
so I have to do it for
Kyle
me,
and
but
Kyle's
also
mom.
for us.
You have to do
either
Kyle
you or Taylor have the recorder on. When you
Oh
do
yeah,
that,
oh yeah,
please.
100%.
Please
Send it directly to either
please.
Brad or I, and we will get it up to Jedi Talk.
The second you
That's not
send
a
it.
question.
Immediately.
Send it to Tom because he's more active on
Yeah.
Instagram than I am.
So that's months from now, but I will be saying my goodbyes, and you'll probably never see me again because, like I said, chaining myself.
Yeah, change yourself. I think that's a smart move.
A very logical thing to do.
Yeah,
Very
but
much.
I'll just touch on that real quick before we get to talking to Indy because I heard the alarm again.
Yes.
I heard it again.
I can't wait to.
I did
to
join
grill you.
Heroes of the Halcyon to talk about the
Oh,
Saja
yeah.
storyline.
I meant to ask you
Yeah.
about that. How'd that go?
It was spectacular.
Sweet.
Just go check it out with Saja Jason and Max. Well, not a real Saja.
Jedi
That-
Jason.
That's his Instagram.
Isn't it Jedi Jason?
No,
Or
I
did
think he changed it to
Saja?
Saja
Okay.
Jason. Yeah.
Great
And
account
then,
though.
Max was on there. Check it out. Heroes of the Halcyon uploaded it. We talked all things Force storyline.
Yeah.
So it's a good time. It's a good time.
Beautiful. I'm going to go check it out. I haven't checked it out yet.
Yes.
I'm going to. I'm glad you
fun.
got to go.
There's
on.
some
It's
stuff
pretty
on
cool.
there that I didn't even know. They talked about some like name tag things and like,
Yeah.
how they use their names. I didn't even know that kind
Right.
of stuff. So
Sweet.
yeah,
Crazy
good
stuff. Learning stuff. So Indy 5, we've all seen
Let's
it.
talk about it.
Spoiler
Oh my God.
alert.
Yeah. That's
Ladies
the
and
spoiler
gentlemen.
alert alarm. We're going to go
Yes.
in.
Well,
I'm not
here's-
a lot heavy into spoilers because I don't want to talk
Well,
about
that's
the whole thing.
the only
Let's
thing
do
I don't
Jedi-
like is the biggest spoiler of all.
Let's
so.
do Jedi Talk like tradition where we give non-spoiler real quick because
Sure.
I want to say
Yeah.
something here. So if you obviously listen to us, I'm going to break kayfabe for a second. Kyle Cosentino is my real life best friend. I do
Has he
Fourth
seen
Mother
it yet?
Box with him. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to
I
record
talked
tomorrow
to
morning.
him. Yeah, I talked to him about it.
I haven't heard his thoughts. So.
We do Fourth
I'm
Mother
gonna
Box
leave him
together. He's the
to Fourth
butt of
Mother Box.
all of our jokes.
Yes.
Like frequently, but he's the biggest Indiana Jones fan I know.
Same here.
Living, breathing, existing.
Yep.
So
Same here.
I committed to him before Indiana Jones 5, the culmination of all this. I would commit to watching the films. For whatever reason, I just never got to them in the past.
That's insane to me.
After
Dang.
I know, it's whatever. But after
You're
watching the
missing
last,
two really good movies.
after I just flipped them off. It would have been a lot funnier.
True,
I
though.
think he's
Like,
fine.
Yeah.
I think it's accurate. I think there's two really good movies
Yeah,
in, out of the
you're
four.
right. You're right.
I think he's right.
You're right. You're right.
That's funny, but you're right.
yeah. I just felt like defending it there for some reason.
You're missing two really
Felt
good
like-
movies and two kind of good movies.
But after I watched Raiders, like okay, action packed, great. Temple of Doom, I hated the hell out of Willie.
Who doesn't?
Who?
Yeah,
The
Willie.
lady, Willie, the blonde.
Oh,
All she does is scream and
We're
yell,
not
man.
landing. We're crashing.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
was-
stand that shit.
it's a prequel.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know it's a prequel.
I mean, Short Round. Everybody loves Short Round. in
I
that.
was disappointed he wasn't in any 5.
Yeah,
spoiler
yeah,
alert.
weird.
dude.
That should have happened. But what are you going to
So
do?
anyway, and then watch Last Crusade, and I instantly became a Indiana
best.
Jones fan.
That's-
Last Crusade
That's probably my favorite.
is,
it
oh,
is-
hands
yeah.
down mine.
I told him
It's so
before going
funny
into
that,
it, I
like,
said, this is my ranking of
the
all the
third
Indiana
one
Jones
everyone
films.
likes the most.
It's the best.
It's commonly
So,
accepted as the
It is
best.
the best.
Like,
I'll just- yeah.
I don't think it's close. Like
Yeah.
Raiders is a masterpiece in its own right.
yeah.
But Last
Crystal's
Crusade.
like a different level for me than Raiders. Not
wait,
Last
what?
Crusade.
Oh, that's
I thought he
Last
said
Crusade.
Crystal.
I
as a-
I think I
it's
said
a-
Crystal on accident.
Okay,
Last
you're
Crusade.
good. You're good.
They're close
Yeah.
to me, but there's a magic about Last Crusade to me that just can't be beat.
It's called the perfect ending.
It's perfect.
Yeah, that
That's what
was
it's called.
It was the perfect
exactly-
ending.
It is.
It is.
It
yeah.
is. And then I watched Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I knew that was heavily controversial. This shit at
Give us your thoughts on that because I'm curious. Because I have thoughts and then I have conflicting.
I need to
thoughts.
rewatch it first off. I
It's-
haven't seen
I
it
got-
since it
I
came
got-
out.
Look.
I got mad thoughts. I hadn't either until this week.
it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm okay with Mutt and like bits and pieces. I like the role Marion plays in it. I think that's the best part of Indy 4 is that she gets to make a good comeback.
Yeah.
Because I really like her character. By the way, ADHD tangent. Do you guys notice the similarity between her theme song and Leia's?
Oh yeah, I've always thought I'm
Okay.
like, dang,
Yeah, it's
John,
very
you got
close.
a little. I
Okay.
don't want to say lazy.
Just-
'cause
I
you're
thought
the
I was
goat,
crazy,
like,
but-
yeah.
There's a lot of that with John Williams.
Okay.
yeah.
There's a lot of that.
And I'm fine with it. I
There's
actually think
a
it's
few
cool.
there's a few things in Indy 5 where I was like, that sounds like Star Wars.
Yeah,
1000%.
Indy 5 had some
Yeah.
great music.
So
though.
anyway,
It really did.
and I'm okay with aliens, but when they got to the part where they actually the skeletons came together, turned to an alien, and then the ship left, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, that
what the-
that hurts. That
Yep.
hurts. Other than that, it's fine, but
I think it's just
not a good way to end that series.
I think, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna say two things. I think it's just a bad visual, the same way that Leia's hand on the ship is a bad visual.
Fair.
Floating through
Potentially,
space.
yeah.
I think it's bad. So I was like you. I hadn't rewatched Kingdom of the Crystal
I still
Skull
haven't.
since
And
I
never
saw
will.
it opening night. And you should
Yeah.
because here's the thing, dude.
It's not that bad.
It's
As
not
a
that
movie
bad.
My
by
fandom
itself.
is diminished for it. Like I still love 1 and 3.
It's
so
not
I'll
that
watch
bad.
1 and 3, but
I love Temple of Doom. It's got its own thing. It's a prequel.
I need to
It's got its own-
rewatch
yeah,
it
it's
again.
fine.
But
it's still the least favorite of the three originals
Yeah.
by far. It's not even
I
close.
like Indy 5 better than I do Temple of Doom.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
I think you should give Kingdom of the Crystal Skull another chance because I was the kind of guy where I was telling him I was like, dude, it's the worst movie I've ever. Was I not? Back me up on this.
Oh, always,
I was
yeah.
going, dude. This is the worst movie of all time.
When
like,
did
it's
that come
terrible.
out? Like
2008.
8. So how I
2008.
was 15 and I still walked out saying
Thank you,
that was
Winston.
terrible at 15.
I was.
Damn, you were
I was.
15?
I was. How many years am I older than you?
4.
I was
think.
in my 20s. Yeah,
I was 22.
Like 19,
I was
20.
I was
somewhere in there.
actively in school to become a youth pastor. I remember going with a bunch of kids from like worship class, like our worship team, and I was like, "That
I
is
was
the
making
worst
terrible
piece
mistakes.
of shit movie." I made mistakes after that for sure. Several of them I married.
That's why I hit the marriage story
Thank
button,
you,
Brad.
thank you. I appreciate it. I remember leaving that and being like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen." Like I still until recently I would have gone, "This is the worst." Edition. I think it's worse. I would have thought it was worse than Attack of the Clones is to Star Wars. It's way not.
Okay.
It's like going. It's like watching Rise of Skywalker and being like it's as bad as Attack of the Clones. It's not.
Okay, yeah.
They're
get
they're
that.
so different. Like Attack of the Clones is really really bad. And that's what I thought Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was.
Yeah.
Until I rewatched it.
I remember really
it's not
liking the
bad.
motorcycle chase.
There are
in
these
that. That's
there
a
are
really
these
good
things
sequence.
that like stick out in your brain as like an Indiana Jones fan where you're like,
Yeah.
I hate the gopher thing. I hate him
I didn't
swinging
care about
through
the
the vines.
gopher. It's dumb, but whatever.
But
it's
there,
30 seconds.
There are these exactly, but there are these things that in my brain that were like way bigger than they really were.
Yeah.
And going back and rewatching it, you kind of realize how they like it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
And initially, the fridge was one of those things, but as the longer I thought about it, I'm like, they fall out of the plane in a life raft in Temple of
Exactly.
Doom.
But it's
so
also-
the fridge I moved past.
They
For me,
also
it's still
focus
aliens.
on going back and watching it. It's the lead. They're like it's
Yeah.
lead.
Yeah, so the fridge I moved past,
lead
but I'm
lead,
like
yeah.
aliens.
The aliens thing, but like it's really just like a minute or two of the finale where it's
Right.
like you go like this looks really bad. And I think most of it has to do with the fact that it looks really bad because I don't think like we were talking about this before you got here. Aliens have become so like mainstream now.
But I think that's the
that,
problem.
like-
It's like, oh, every movie has that, so now this franchise does too, and
No,
that's the same problem
but
with Indy 5. Every franchise does this.
I'm
Let's
saying
do it too.
I'm saying in the sense that like they've mainstreamed aliens to where it doesn't seem as bizarre now if you go back and watch it.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like,
I'm-
and
we're all
alien-
more used to aliens
now.
as we were
Because
in
when you're
08.
watching it, and the thing that I loved about Indiana Jones as a really religious kid, it was like they focused on things that were kind of real. The Sakara stones.
That's why
its own thing.
well, that's part of the
But-
reason why the best two are the best two is because they're
focusing
real
on real
religious
object-
artifacts.
Yes, and like
The
whether
other ones
you would,
not so much.
whether you believe in it or not, those things really existed.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's cool to go after these things that really existed. And
Yep.
I agree that's part of the charm of Indiana Jones.
Totally.
I fully don't know if the Dial of Destiny was a thing that Archimedes
It
actually
is a real
made.
thing.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That-
awesome.
That makes it even cooler to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's just
that's
not
the
a
case.
religious object.
Yeah, but
That's why
the
two are
religious
good.
stuff. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
As a kid who grew up Southern
Basically,
Baptist.
the Archimedes thing, he just made a really fancy clock.
Interesting.
And everyone
okay.
was like, whoa, that's advanced for that time, which it was. But
Yeah.
like, that's not a religious artifact that
No.
can hold lore and hold that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
to
we
it.
found out how we got the help.
Yeah. So let's talk Indy 5
it makes
because
sense.
I think
Calm
it is
down.
the
Spoiler
third.
alert.
We're going into spoiler territory here. I think it is by far the best thing that's not episode or Indiana Jones 1 and 3.
Agreed.
I think it's by far the best.
I completely agree
I
with
still
you.
agree, but
All
I
right,
don't
then.
like the other ones.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you would really hate this movie.
No, I love 2/3 of it.
What did you not like? This is the part that
This is the spoilers, and we're going straight
spoilers. Fine.
They already know.
Nonsensical time travel, and how obsessed he has been with Archimedes his whole life that we've never seen until now. Like, he's willing
Every
to...
time they start an Indiana Jones movie, it's always something new.
Right, but he's willing to... He's like, I'll stay here. I've been wanting to live with Archimedes my whole life. Let me stay. It's
No.
like, have you?
I took it
What?
as I have studied history my entire life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
he's
fact
an
that I'm
archaeologist.
able to live and die in history is an honor.
But
I
of
don't
all
think it was
things,
necessary.
The Battle of Syracuse, something I don't think I've ever even heard of.
You
until,
hadn't heard of it until
no.
then?
Like,
Oh,
why
I
does he
had- I
pick
had.
the smallest historical thing to be like, this is good. I will die.
Because he's a first off, he's got nothing going on at home.
That's fair, but like,
And I think that if you are somebody who loves something that much to the point that you dedicate your life to it and dedicate your life to
history as
explaining
a whole.
it to a new generation of people as a professor,
yeah,
I think that if you could go back and witness any historical event, and he even says in the film, if you go back to witness any historical event, it would be the Battle of Syracuse.
You know,
he says that in this film, but it's just now his
Agreed,
favorite thing. We've
agreed.
never known of.
But you don't know what tangent he went down at some point in his life to lead him to that point. He's teaching it in
Yeah.
class. It's not like they just randomly picked one in that moment. Like that's what the
That's
film
what they chose
was
to
leading
show us.
to.
But he's taught thousands of subjects.
But that's
so
how
why is that
movies
his
work,
subject?
because they set something up and then they go, "This is what we're going to go down."
But
It could've-
why did they pick that? Like that was stupid.
what would you have picked?
Not time travel.
No.
Not
We're-
everything
we're-
has to have time travel.
No. But
Like,
I barely
Avengers
see
has
this.
it.
I
Like,
barely
everything's
see this
gotta
as
have time travel
I
now.
barely see this as time travel.
they
that's
go from
barely
one
time
time to
travel.
another time.
Yes.
That's time travel.
But they're not doing it to like evil Doctor.
They could have really fucked this up and gone back
Gale
and like
Urso.
we're
Yeah.
going to help you leap across that thing to go get the idol.
Look,
like they could have done that.
Gale.
Yeah.
If I agree with you, I would have stayed away from time travel.
Yeah,
But if you did
stupid.
it, this is by far the best outcome you could have possibly hoped for with time travel.
Is it though a loop
Yeah,
that doesn't make
for
sense?
sure.
So Archimedes was building the dial, but he couldn't build it until he saw it finished. But he finished it, so he built it
No,
without
he got,
seeing it being
he got
built.
help. He got
Like,
help
how-
with the watch that he.
But
kept
how did he
buying.
get the watch to build it when the watch came from the
It's a
time?
time-
How-
it's a paradox.
It
exactly
keeps
something
happening.
that doesn't make sense.
No, a paradox
that's-
does make sense. It just isn't convenient. They make sense. It's just not what you want out of a time travel thing. But
It
they
doesn't
make
make
sense.
sense.
Yes, you do. It does. He even
So
said
if
you
I
were
get
you
something
were
from
destined to me.
someone in the future, I don't have it yet. But if they give it to me, then I have it.
Exactly. That's a paradox. That's how they
Yeah,
work.
So it doesn't make sense.
Pa-
How do I get it if I don't have it?
Because of the time travel.
So I've always had it, but I don't have
I
it.
believe a
Correct.
paradox is
So it doesn't
created.
make sense. If I've always had it, but I don't have it, that makes no sense.
If you were you and you went and you're 30 years from now, Evan, and you went back in time and you went, "Hey, I got every stock you need to make you a multi billionaire." You still got that information at that time
Yeah.
to make you a multi billionaire, and it was still you. You just helped you out.
Right.
It's the same thing.
So why didn't I already have it if I'm getting it?
Because
when I
you
already
can't
had
get
it,
the
but I got it, but
information.
I already had it.
You can't get the information until you're you later.
Hold, please. It's called a temporal paradox. A causal loop is a paradox of time travel that occurs when a future event is the cause of the past event, which in turn is the cause of the future event. Both events then exist in space-time, but their origin cannot be determined.
Exactly.
A causal loop may involve an event, a person or object, or information.
The origin cannot be determined. That's what makes no sense.
So-
The origin
that's
is
what your
going
issue
back in
is.
time.
I guess, but like if you're always going back in time,
I see what
it
you
always
mean.
happens.
I see what
So,
you
like,
mean.
what's
So
the
the
origin?
actual decision by Schmidt, or what I can't remember his real name, Galen or so.
Nazi
That's
number
another thing.
one.
Name any character
Who
that's
ca-
not indie.
Oh, come on.
in this
Name
film.
any other
Marion-
Nazi general from any of the
Yeah.
other movies. Name the guy from Raiders that gets his face melted. It doesn't matter. He's still iconic.
Yeah, but I
Professor
can still
Von-
name other characters. This one I can only
German
name indie.
Bierenstein.
I don't even know the girl's name.
Exactly. Like that's
Oh,
not a good sign.
It's not.
Shaw.
It's not a.
Helena Shaw.
Helena Shaw.
There we
That's
go.
right,
So
that's right,
iconic. So iconic.
I remembered it.
I
when he said
remember
it.
After like
First off,
Name
Not
the
a good
Nazi
idea.
guy. You say Raiders.
I
is
haven't
your-
taken
is
Adderall
one of
in
your
like
favorite.
6 months.
he's not a main character.
He
She's
is the main
second
character.
main
The guy
character.
that gets his face melted is the main
Belloc?
character.
Belloc.
It's not Belloc.
He's French. He's not a Nazi.
Sala
the
was
Nazi
in it.
guy.
I
He's
remember
working with the
Sala.
Nazis.
The Nazi guy that gets his face melted
Okay,
in Raiders.
he's not the main character. Belloc's like the second main character.
Well, would
Helena
you-
Shaw is the second main character. So you just went
She is.
and
then
I just
Teddy,
went Belloc.
boy.
Like I
remember
exactly. Yeah.
But
Want to be short round? Like I don't remember.
Who's
these
want to be
guys.
short? Oh, the little
Exactly.
kid. Yeah, he's kind of want to be short round.
Like
I guess,
what the
but
heck?
I
not a
didn't-
good sign. But
This
we're dwelling on
that's-
the one thing
no,
I
no,
didn't
you,
like.
You're nitpicking hard as fuck right now.
No, characters are pretty important for movies, and
Oh, they are.
a finale
Is that how
that
movie
makes
works?
sense. Yeah,
That movies work by
supposed
characters.
to be. Supposed to be, but not this movie.
Name a character in Andor.
Exactly, Andor. Thank you for helping me prove
You're
my
welcome.
point.
No, you're wrong on that. Just because we don't remember his name because we saw the movie one time doesn't mean anything.
Hold on. I know how to get this conversation back on track. Where do you guys think Marion was? I heard she was getting vaginal rejuvenation surgery.
That works.
That's another thing.
That's why they got divorced. Your pussy's loose.
Kingdom of Crystal Skull. They end with them
Was that the
getting
Kingdom?
married.
Yep.
This movie, they're broken up.
Mm-hmm.
It circles back. Hey, they're okay. They're married. What was the development?
First
Indy
off,
came back.
No. They got divorced because Mutt died in the war.
That was a great story.
In the
That
Korean
was
War.
perfect.
Yeah, I love that.
Then,
Not because I don't like Mutt. I think that just is a good story.
yeah, I think so too. I think, and it's a great way to explain why he's not present in
Yeah.
his dad's life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you notice the subtle mention of it when he was watching himself on that he was wanted on the TV on like the street?
Oh, yeah.
They said his son. He lost his son before his
Which is
ex-wife. And I
another
was like,
thing,
whoa.
though. What happened to that plot line? He's
Wait,
wanted
what?
for murder, and then
Oh,
he's fine.
What are you talking
the
about?
CIA woman said they figured it out. The woman on the plane.
Oh, that
She got
she
shot,
gets shot.
though.
Yeah,
Hey, can we just
because she
appreciate for a
revealed
second-
herself to that.
Can
to
we
him.
just appreciate the fact that a Disney movie came out where a Nazi killed a black woman?
Oh, bitch.
I don't. It just feels bad.
I don't know.
That one feels bad.
That happened
so
in a Disney movie with the Disney 100 logo in front of it. A Nazi
Yeah.
killed a black woman.
They were
I
not
just
afraid
wanna
to pull
point that out.
punches this movie. Like,
That's why I loved
that-
it.
Yeah,
There was-
everything up until time
There,
travel.
Okay.
I
there,
loved,
there
too.
was
Okay, I
no
see your
woke
point. I
bullshit.
see your point.
Yeah.
My point is the fact that
I thought you were trying to like.
No,
like
he's
I
no,
thought
no,
like
no.
you
say
I'm just
words
saying
like
they
that.
went
Like,
for it. Is
yeah,
all I'm
they went
saying. No,
because
for
last week we went for a
Jesus
little
Christ. No, I'm not being fucking. I'm not trying to be funny racist guy.
or
Like,
rude or anything.
It's
You're
funny.
just saying the movie
The
went there,
fact that they went for it to the level
showing
they
a
went
terrible
for it.
person, the Nazi,
I completely-
killing a
right.
black person.
I
They
see what you're
won.
saying. I see what
It
you're
was
saying.
it was awesome.
A terrible
Oh, yeah.
human killing
It was
a good
great.
human. Like,
And
yeah.
there was a moment too, and this is I'm going anti-woke here for a second, but it's just what it's going to be. There's a moment where what's her name, Marion Ravenwood? What's her name?
Yep.
Yeah.
Marion Ravenwood. Too close to the other character's name. Right? What? No. What's the new
Helena
girl's
Shaw.
name? Helena Shaw. That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry, I was like, that's too close to Marion Ravenwood. Yeah. Helena Shaw, when she sees the dude like go, she's like getting turned on by the diver.
Oh yeah.
It took me a second where I was like, oh yeah, that's how it should be.
Anyway, though,
Pride Month's over.
they went for it too when that huge guy got drowned alive by the short round kid.
Yeah.
That was
That was
dark. I was like,
nuts.
holy cow.
That
this
was
man's
actually
gonna
such a
suffer
cool
here.
way to take down a menacing
Yeah.
figure. The whole
100%.
Yeah, that
of
was
how he
it
couldn't-
worked.
That was like
fit
there
on
was
the
that was
bridge.
nothing-
that was so dark. I'm
was
like,
so
holy
good.
cow, this man is gonna suffer, and he deserves it because he's terrible. But like, dang, that's dark.
So I'm with you, man. I don't love time travel in a thing because I feel like it's just a cheap way to do it.
Yep.
But I don't think they could have done it better than this.
See, I'm right there with you because look at the way Endgame did it. You kind of figured they were going to use time travel, and they completely time traveled the fuck out of it.
Yep.
And Rogers stayed behind,
Didn't
right?
like that either.
You know,
Oh,
even
with you.
we're gonna. Yeah, the more Endgame goes,
Basically, the only time
more
travel I
hate it.
like is when it's Back to the Future. That's supposed to be time travel, and it doesn't make sense. But
Yeah.
it's the point of it is just it's a
I
silly
mean,
Back to the Future.
The Flash movie did it. Brad and I are going to talk about that in a
I
second.
can't wait to talk about it because
Yeah.
I think this actually did it better than the Flash did.
The Flash did it fine.
Flash did it great, but I
Yeah.
think this did it more.
Agreed, because
more
it's-
like more satisfying than the
because
Flash
yeah,
did.
because the villains was intent on killing Hitler
Mm-hmm.
and winning the war for Germany, recreating it, changing time, but he miscalculated. That's how they ended up in
Yeah.
218 BC or
now,
whatever it was.
Realistically, to actually answer that question of like how would I have done it, I would have done everything's the same. That was a great idea of like he was going to kill Hitler, and you can see Indy be like, "You're going to kill Hitler and take over?" Like that was crazy. That was cool. So I would have been that same thing. They're in the plane, go into this portal, whatever thing.
You think they should have
And
done a more
then-
iconic battle in history? Is that what you're saying?
No, nope.
Okay.
So you get to this time portal thing, and it's going to be like all the other endings where the artifact backfires on the Nazi because the artifact can sense Nazis are terrible. So it doesn't actually do time travel. It just like he picks it up and dials it, and then it kills him terribly. So it
But
doesn't
don't
actually
you-
do time
So
travel.
that's what you wanted it to do, not actually be a time travel movie?
Yes.
Okay.
But
I
it's
understand
like,
that argument.
He's convinced because he's a Nazi, like, I'm going to win. I'm going to use time travel and write history. But
I
the
agree.
artifact is like, no, you're not.
And that would have been cool.
That would have been
100%.
perfect.
Now, here's the only thing my caveat to that. It is so fucking. This is what I was talking to Kyle about because he was like, if he'd have gotten left in history, I would have been pissed. Here's
Yes.
what But hang on. Here's what would have been conflicting for me as a viewer. You know how much this man loves history. And if he could have been a part of history, it would
But he
have
already
been
is a part of
satisfying. But hang on. If he could have lived it and been a part of history for himself, it would have been satisfying to watch him enjoy that. It would have been frustrating as fuck as a viewer to go, that's the end of Indiana Jones. He dies in the middle of history.
Some random battle, like.
But it would have been awesome for him. The same way if, you're 80 years old and everything's falling apart for you. Let's say you're let's just say you're as miserable as he is in that point where he's pouring whiskey in his coffee cup
They
at
had
the beginning of
just
the movie.
closed the 25th rendition of the Halcyon building.
I'm saying you can go back and you can enjoy the Halcyon one more time.
But that's something that I've always loved from day one.
But he's always loved history.
Yes.
Here's the thing. To him, it's not the fact that it's this one specific thing. It's the fact that he is getting to witness history. That is
He's
fascinating to
already witnessed
him.
So much history.
If it
the
had been
opening of the Ark of the
if
Covenant,
it had been
that's
the
pretty
pyramids,
historical.
no,
Like,
but it's not a historical event. It's different.
It is.
It's historical to him in that moment, but it's not a this changed the course of history event. In the sense of like looking back on ancient history, he follows those things. He doesn't. He's not following the Ark of the Covenant because he's like, maybe I get to be a part of this really cool thing. He's getting to be a part of the really cool thing. It'd be like if I had a time machine and I could go back and watch like Zeppelin's 1974 Madison Square Garden thing. Like that would be an amazing moment. If at the end of my life I have the
That's
option to
something
go to that,
I've always known
that's
you love,
cool.
though. If you would have said AC/DC
It doesn't-
concert, I would have been like,
Bro,
eh?
it doesn't matter. It's the fact that it's history for him.
So would you be willing to die at an AC/DC concert?
That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking
is,
about
though.
No, it's not. I'm talking about for him getting to witness any relevant thing in
So
history.
any relevant rock
No,
concert
because I'm
you
not
would
talking.
die at.
Evan, you're not getting my point.
I'm relating it.
I'm not trying to relate it. I'm saying
Yes, you
that
are.
I'm not.
You
I'm
just said
saying,
it's like me
I'm
doing the
saying
house
for
scene. That's
me, it would be
relating
this
it.
very specific thing. His is not as specific because he loves history.
Right.
I'm talking about Zeppelin. Okay, make it Zeppelin. Any Led Zeppelin concert, sure.
Okay, there we go. That's what I
History.
was trying to relate.
Any significant historical event, he would have been the same enthusiasm as like, just leave me here.
Okay, that's fair. I still think it's random, but it does make sense.
It's an historical
stupid.
thing. And that's why I think they didn't end it there. I bet you money they tested ending it there. I bet
Probably.
money
They're
they
pretty
tested,
dumb.
They tested it to end it there.
Yeah.
And if that had been the ending, I'd have
sure.
been like,
Yeah, that would have been a bad ending.
it would have
in
been
my
rough.
eyes.
It would have been rough because
But-
then you go like,
yeah.
so wait, is he a part of it the whole time? But how did this other stuff happen then at the end? But then they didn't. They
My
didn't end
point
it there.
with the clock.
They
How does
brought
it happen the whole
They
time?
brought it back, and he had the ending with Marion Ravenwood. That was a
Yeah.
callback to the scene with him, like
Where does it
and
hurt?
Raiders, yeah.
On
I-
the boat. That was great.
That was
teared up
great.
at the end. I
Yeah.
thought it was
How could you not?
I thought it was a perfect ending. I don't think it's a
Skipping
perfect
the
movie.
finale, it's a perfect ending.
I don't think
yes.
it's a perfect
Sitting there
movie
in the
by any
theaters.
stretch.
What is this salty discharge?
I don't think it was a perfect movie by any stretch, and I don't
No.
think it's the best
No.
Indiana Jones movie of all time. But I think it's a really damn good way to end.
Aren't
the
there
movie.
certain nerd liberties that we allow with Indiana Jones
You
movies?
have to,
Like,
or-
once I watched the Raiders
Yeah.
for the first time, I'm like, okay, I understand how these movies are structured.
Yes.
I know what to expect now.
Yep.
You're on an adventure. You do the thing,
Yeah.
and then things go wrong, and
It's
then you have to
fun.
go back to your classroom to pretend that you're this normal guy, and then someone presents you with an opportunity to go chase this other thing, and you go and you get it, and it gets taken away from you, and then you have to find a way to get it back from those people, and then it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be. That's every Indiana Jones movie.
Here's
That's every that's the
That's what it
structure
should
for
have been.
every Indiana Jones movie.
Something you don't think it's going to be. Instead of, like I said, it
But
ends
wasn't
with
it cool that it
backfiring
was?
and killing the Nazi.
But wasn't it cool that it actually worked the way historically it said it was supposed to work?
Yes.
Because nothing else had.
Yes.
Exactly.
That
So,
was-
like
But
you
that's-
were just
but
saying,
that's
that's
cool.
how these movies go.
But
and then
that's
it
cool.
doesn't go that way.
But for the ending, to have one that actually did it the right way, the way that he thought it actually worked, was fucking awesome.
Yes.
I loved it.
it would have been if it wasn't time travel.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do want to
the time travel thing you're stuck on. I barely call it a time travel movie.
Yeah,
it
I
does. It does go back in time. So yes,
Right.
it is a time travel movie.
But it's
but
like
it's
the-
not the same as Endgame.
No.
It's not
Or
the
The
same as
Flash,
Back to
or
the
Back to the
Future
Future,
or The
yeah.
Flash.
No, definitely not Back to the Future.
It doesn't
but-
change the outcome of everything they do. So it's like this very minuscule thing where the guy who loves history got to witness it. I think that's fucking awesome
That
for
is
the character.
spectacular. That's
I think
great
it's
for
great.
Indiana Jones.
So if you're gonna go that way, where
Indiana
he
Jones.
has to witness it, which is cool. The concept of a historical loving guy seeing history is cool. So do it World Between Worlds way, where he can just look at it through a window, and then he goes back to real life.
So you're saying Star
Do it-
Wars did it the right way?
Yes, they did. That's not.
Oh, I don't know
I
about
am
that.
biased, but that's not just
All right,
bias.
maybe I'm biased too because I think DC handles the multiverse shit the best.
I haven't
but-
seen
DC handled
but
DC
probably.
handled time travel
Yeah.
outside of this better than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah,
seen
for
it,
like
but
a
I-
comic book.
I believe
100%,
it.
Yeah.
I would definitely
100%.
believe it because Marvel doesn't. So
All
Well,
right,
not with Endgame.
rate it. Let's rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10, so we can move
really
on.
got stuck on the one thing I don't like. But let me say everything
Oh,
that we
yeah,
all
please,
like. 'cause
absolutely.
Go for it, Queen Slay.
We all. I hate that. But Mads Mikkelsen, as always, was amazing. Like I wish he could have been a Star Wars villain. Like he was great in Rogue One.
Well, his
but
brother
like,
will be.
I wish he was a Star Wars villain because he killed it like always.
Right, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be Thrawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he already is Thrawn, but now he's gonna be
He's
live action
yeah,
Thrawn,
yeah,
the
for
face.
sure.
I love the first 2/3 of it. Definitely love that opening. That like the de-aging stuff. That opening was incredible.
I thought it looked janky as shit for a good chunk of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I complete
the voice
opposite.
for-
No,
like
it
it
looked
didn't
bad.
take me out of it,
Really?
but the
Oh,
it didn't
voice
take
is
me out
what
of it.
bothered me
But,
because it was
like,
an 80-year-old voice
Yeah,
coming out of a
that's
30-year-old.
that's exactly what it
that,
was.
I'm with you.
Because it was
There
like
was-
I'm Harrison Ford.
There
yeah,
was-
why
there
couldn't
was-
30?
Luke
Why didn't-
Skywalker it?
There was
Yeah.
some lighting too that looked janky.
Yeah, they tried to do the whole. It's at night, so it's hiding
yeah.
our problems.
But then
No,
you
it's
shine a
not.
light on him and it just doesn't
Yeah.
look right.
But
Dark
still,
Seas.
that
French
opening
elves.
was awesome.
But also, you got to think about it. It's a 20-minute opening scene. Like,
yeah,
how
That was a
you
long
can't-
scene,
You
yeah.
can't
The
stretch
opening
that.
scene
Yeah.
was the best indie movie since Last Crusade.
Oh, I agree.
Like that movie
Oh, for
was
sure.
awesome.
And they both start with trains. That made me so happy.
yeah,
Sheldon Cooper's happy too.
Yeah, I bet he is.
yeah. We already said we like the Marion ending. Yep, of course. The aging already.
It hurts
said.
here. And here. Lower. And on my cock. It really hurts there.
Yeah, that's basically it. It was 2/3 amazing. I loved the first 2/3. It's just that finale that took me out of it.
But the finale is the ending with him and
Shut the fuck up.
is him with Marion.
that I like. So I.
But that's the finale.
Okay, the climax, I guess, is what I should say.
Climax, yes.
Hated the
Because
climax.
because when you said the ending you hated, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand that you don't like the time travel thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a preference of you not liking time travel, period. But I think if
Yeah.
you go, of all the time travel things I've ever seen, that is the best possible outcome for Indiana Jones time travel.
I do agree with
I
him.
think
I
you
do.
gotta go with me on that.
I felt so satisfied because I was nervous. As
half-
like an official fan now, I
Yeah.
walked into this. I'm like, don't be Endgame. Like, do
Yes.
not go back to Raiders and change
See,
something.
that's where I
Yeah.
thought they were going with
Yeah.
this the
I was
entire
expecting
time.
it too to be like
Yeah.
cameo. It's like, oh,
Yep,
and I'm
yep,
going
yep.
to go visit this scene where
That's
I show
what
the
I thought
book
it
to
was gonna
Hitler
be
and he
too.
signs my book. I'm
Yeah.
going to go back to this scene. Like I
Yep,
was expecting
that's what I
all
thought it
that.
was going to be too.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would have been worst
So
case.
thankful that
that
it's
would have been
not.
worst
You
case
shoot him.
scenario.
I really thought it was going to be like you're going to watch him do his greatest hits again
Yeah,
when he's
it's like,
helping
but I already
himself.
have those movies.
Yeah.
I really thought
So,
that's what
yeah.
it was going to be, and so the fact that it wasn't that, it was like at the end of it, I was like, huh.
I know.
It was
Yeah.
like 2/3 of the movie when like we were like halfway through. I'm like, well, they can't possibly squeeze everything I thought that I was
Yeah.
going to see
Right.
into here. I was like, ooh. It was some point where they're doing like the thing with the cars, the little like three.
Yeah, about
wheeled
once
cars.
they got to the
Yeah.
boat time
Yeah.
period, you're like, okay, looking at my
Okay,
watch,
there's
there's
no
not
way they
enough
can-
time
they
to visit
do
the
all the shit
boulder
I thought they were
scene
gonna do, yeah.
and the snake scene.
So-
and yeah,
I was very happy with how they handled time travel.
That
now,
is a good
is
point.
it
Me too.
perfect? No.
no.
And I think they probably should have done something that was more significant to maybe the but then it wouldn't be his own story, right? It would be kind of be calling back to the other stuff.
Right.
So I kind of
And yeah, to that point, like we don't know what Indy specifically is obsessed with. Like his dad was the Holy Grail. His friend in the flashback was the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
We don't know Indy's obsession.
his
So-
obsession is history,
It's
bro.
just
He just
history.
doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's like
Putting shit
down to
in
do it.
museums.
And he does. That is always his mission, or
Yeah.
not mission, his message
To
to his
preserve
dad
dogs
was
in a
like,
museum.
Dad, don't be obsessed with one thing.
Yep.
My new friend that in this flashback, don't be obsessed with just the Dial of Destiny. Be obsessed with history.
I love how they handled his daughter and like the fact that it's her later on. Like
yeah.
James Mangold, man, he really he deserves way more credit than he's getting. Because everyone's saying the movie's good. It's resting at like a 89 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Was the last I saw.
I'll check real time right now.
Let's see, because I think he deserves admiration for this because this is really hard to accomplish.
But I will speak for the time travel thing too. That is good. Instead of the whole thing where once you open that box, it's open. This specifically said this time travel was only designed to take you to Archimedes. So it can't be like, oh, next time we can just do it to go to Raiders of the Lost Ark movie. So it's only designed for that.
Yes.
So the box isn't open because it's only one thing.
Yep.
Indiana Jones and the Quest for the Stepladder is at 100% right now. But Indiana Jones. And, no.
I was like, holy shit!
I said the Quest for the. It's,
Yeah. No,
I'm
I
calling
thought
back my
you were
joke.
joking
It
about
was
the title.
Yeah, they put it out before this one. It was a short.
It was. That was good, Evan. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is, by the critics, 302 reviews are 68%.
That's ridiculous.
Audience score well over 1,000. Verified ratings 89%.
That's beautiful.
See,
That's
if
where
you-
it lands for me.
I'm not saying this meaning anything either way. Take it however you want to. But all the critics and everybody hate it, but all the audience loves it.
That's always how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. They very rarely are
Meet.
similar.
Yeah.
That's very rare for that to happen, and it's usually only the classics. I think if you give this movie like 5 years, man, you're gonna look back on this and go, God. After we lose Harrison Ford, you're gonna watch this and go, God, this is a fucking awesome movie.
Don't
I really
see me
think so.
watching it in 5 years.
Oh, I
but-
can't wait to watch this again.
Yeah.
I can't.
check
I'm
this
going to
out.
take Bentley to go see it. I can't wait to go see it again. I really think it's the third best Indiana Jones movie of all time.
That is a true statement, but
But
there's
like,
only two good
but
ones.
Temple of Doom is not bad. Like, go back and rewatch it. It's not a bad movie. I just think this is
I
better
just like
than that.
this better than Temple of
Yeah, I
Doom.
think it's better than that. Like, none of them are bad. Like even
Even
Crystal
if it has
Skull.
Club Obi-Wan in it.
Yeah, none of them are bad. Like
That opening sequence is
I'm
good,
not saying
too.
the opening scene is fucking awesome.
they
in that
always
movie.
nail opening sequences.
All right, let's talk about the Flash.
What are we ranking it though? We'll end Indiana Jones. Rank
So
it.
let's give our personal. So for me, it's gonna
I
go
think it's
Kingdom
gonna
of
be
the
the
Crystal
same.
Skull.
What?
As
5 to 1.
5 to 1.
Okay, I'm like,
That's how we're
Kingdom
doing
of the
it.
Crystal Skull, Temple of Doom, Andy 5, Raiders,
Crusade.
Crusade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same for me.
That's right.
And mine's the same.
But
That's
It,
the
it
definitive.
seems like the definitive.
I think that's fair. People switch 1 and 3, but I
Yeah,
think
some people do.
that's fine. And that's
I think it's understandable. Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's just like it's preference. But to
All right.
me, I love their dynamic and like the pace of that movie.
And
is
we
better
shit
for
on
me.
Disney so much, and Kathleen Kennedy
They should be commended.
specifically, but
They should
you
be
should be
commended for
commended
this.
for this
This is
movie.
great.
In my opinion, I think you did a good job. And I hate even have to say they didn't go woke, but like they didn't make a movie where something was shoved in your face. This was an Indiana Jones
It was
movie
fun from start to finish.
where it was just like, oh, this was great. I really enjoyed this time.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the work that they put out there.
I agree.
I'm happy for Harrison
They should
and
be.
everybody
They
involved.
should be commended for how great this movie is because it's great.
Rest in peace, Mutt.
Rest in peace to Mutt. I will remember you. Oh,
that was dark too. They
gravestone.
shot Indy's friend right in front of him on the boat.
Yeah, dude.
And afterwards,
Yeah.
his goddaughter was like, "Yeah, that was awesome, woo!" and he's
like,
like,
"My friend just
got
died.
murdered."
My
I was
friend
like, wow.
just got killed.
Yeah, like he would think that way right now.
And it's
After
not funny.
He's lost his son.
Where's
he's
my
lost all of
Metamucil?
his friends. Thank God he didn't lose Sala.
He
That would've
didn't.
been dark,
I know.
dark. I would.
How
No
did
one
Saul-
would take that.
Saul looked great, by the way.
He looked
Yeah.
great.
He
Yeah,
looked
I
great.
was nervous
John
about
Rhys
Salah.
I was
Davies.
about to.
Yeah.
Well done.
He looked great. Yeah, I love it. I think it was so great.
Let's jump into the Speed Force real
Let's talk
quick.
about. Let's talk about Flash. Evan, you're gonna sit this one out.
Yeah, of course. I ain't watching this stuff.
It was great. I had a blast.
Yeah,
This was fun.
So I pulled Brad into the multiverse with DC and just said, just come check out the Flash. I wanted to see it again. I was chomping at the bit. Normally that's a good sign.
I was curious to see it.
Yeah, I
was
still
curious.
stick at an 8.75 out of 10. If you listen to me on Fourth Mother Box,
It's fair.
I said
I haven't been because I've been avoiding this
Yeah, yeah.
because I wanted to see it for myself.
I said the CGI was wonky. I watched it a second time, and I took Andy Machete's comments into question and what he said, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't bother me a second go around. And it's like, yeah, when Barry's moving through the Speed Force, things look different.
He's warping space and time.
Yeah.
It's gonna look different.
I'm
it's not gonna be
completely
normal.
there with you. So
This is what we talked about leaving the theater.
Yes, it's
because
1,000%.
this was my thought is if it was designed to look that way, cool.
Yes.
If you did it and then in retrospect people started bitching about it and you were like, no, it was supposed
Right.
to look that way. We did it for the movie. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's what it was. Then
Right.
that's a problem.
Right.
I personally think they chose to do it as a design.
I agree
aesthetic.
because if you're watching, every time Barry gets into position, the world changes color around him, and it's like it's almost setting you up
Yeah.
for it. I'm like, oh,
There's like
there
a
it is.
yellow hue
Yeah,
to everything.
exactly. So I've talked at nauseum on other mediums and even here a little bit. So what was your thoughts on the film?
My thoughts were that I loved it.
Okay.
The same
Love
day
hearing
I watched Man of Steel for the first time
Yep.
since movie theaters, and I think that is a goddamn masterpiece. And I don't know
I feel
what the fuck
vindicated.
I was talking about, and I regret every statement I ever said saying making fun of that movie because the movie's goddamn great.
Uh-huh.
I was watching it and I was like, how about we like what, an hour in this movie? And it was like 10 minutes left of it, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This movie's fucking awesome. I love it. And I'm glad I watched it because Zod showing up would have been very confusing.
Yes.
I asked you about that before we went in because I was like, I remember him being in the trailer of it.
Yeah.
I
And
think
it
this
was
is my
it was more
favorite.
impactful for you too when we saw the
Yeah.
Flash. Because like, oh, I know exactly what this is.
Yep.
I just witnessed it.
I think this is probably my favorite DC film. Now, I haven't seen all of them,
That's fair.
but I think it is just.
Yeah.
You know what's really the most frustrating part about the movie to me is how goddamn good Ezra Miller is in this role. It's upsetting. He's so good as the Flash.
It's true.
It's so upsetting
Both
because
roles
you fucking hate that guy.
both roles that's played. It's just
He's perfect.
it's really good.
He's perfect.
It's really good.
It's upsetting because he's really, really good in it. And you're like, whole time you're watching, you're like, you fucking
Ezra
fuck
put
you.
out
You're
a
charming. You fucking piece of shit. How dare you?
Ezra put out a statement today,
Did he really?
like saying like, oh, because like one of the restrictions that they have out against them is like expired and like, oh, this is a step in the right direction kind of nonsense, blah 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 blah.
Hey man,
And then
do
someone
what you want to do as long as they're not children involved.
Uh,
and as long as everyone's on the same game, I'm down and I'll support you.
Yeah.
But like, not support, but I just won't talk shit.
right,
But
unless it's Amber Heard, then we're
He's-
going to talk literal shit because
Yeah.
she pooped the bed.
he's so good in the role, man. It's upsetting.
It's true.
It's
I
upsetting.
completely agree.
I wanted to hate him, and he's so fucking charming in that
I know
role.
you like forget
It's
it's
so
Ezra
upsetting.
Miller.
Yeah,
get-
you do,
It's like
you do.
it's Barry Allen.
It's Barry Allen. He disappears into it. It's tough. But are we free to talk spoilers on this? We are, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
it's been
Michael
out
Keaton
several
stuff
weeks.
was great. I love the fact that this was a good time travel trope, and I think you would like it in this movie.
Yeah, they
There's
got
a-
to Keaton really well.
There's a time travel thing where they go back and they try to like the outcome. They go back in time. The outcome happens. They try to go back in time again, but they can't get past this inevitable thing that happens.
Let me give him the crash course real quick. This is based on the Flashpoint Paradise comics of DC. This
Paradox,
is
not Paradise.
Yeah, did I say Paradise?
You did because we've been drinking
Okay.
hardcore.
Flashpoint Paradox, based on DC Comics. This is my favorite Flash story. He goes back in time, realizes he could save his mother because he runs fast enough, and he does it, and it breaks everything, and it like eliminates metahumans. So that's essentially the world he ends up in is the world that Michael Keaton's Batman exists. He's older.
So like, Batman can still exist because
Yes.
he's just a dude.
Yes.
So it's anything. Okay. Yeah.
But
So
it
there's-
metahumans,
There's
like,
no,
yeah.
there's no
Wonder Woman,
Cyborg,
superhero.
no Wonder Woman, no Superman.
Yeah.
Superman. Yeah.
Well, Supergirl shows
Well,
up,
yeah,
but she's not really
a Kryptonian
metahuman.
exists,
Yeah, but
and
she's
Superman was on his way, but
not, he
you're
dies.
going to do it. So
He
yeah,
dies.
yeah.
But so he keeps like failing at this thing to like take over Zod, and it just every time they fail, and so
Yeah.
they keep trying over and over again to go back, and he gets eventually to the point where he goes like, we could do this 10 million times or whatever, 1,000,000 times, and it's never
not
going to be
supposed
like,
to happen.
So it's
the
kinda
outcome
like-
of this is predetermined.
It's kind of like at like the first Doctor Strange when he gets in that time loop with Dormammu.
Yes.
kind of
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
Similar, yeah, similar. Yeah.
Exactly. And it was just done so well, and then like you have to accept the fate.
Yep.
And I forget what happened at that point. What happened then? Because they somehow got out of it.
He ends up killing himself.
That's
because
right.
The younger Barry jumps in front of old Dark Flash,
Yeah.
and then but it essentially eliminates himself. Yeah, and then current Flash recorrects it, and then they end up back in the normal time where his mom is dead and his dad gets freed because he moved the can up top.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I loved all that little
Yes.
bit of stuff.
That
And
was
then-
emotional with him and his mom,
And when he's in the store with
Yeah.
her, oh my god,
isn't that?
oh dude, I teared
I've
up.
heard people like praising that mom, the actor.
Oh,
who
she
played
was
the
really
mom.
good.
They're like she
She was
wasn't
so
in
charming.
it much, but she was good.
She was
It's like,
effective,
okay.
100%.
She's very effective.
And then at the very end of the movie, he comes out of the courthouse. His dad's been acquitted. Do you know the ending of this?
No.
I'm about to blow your fucking
I think I
mind.
probably heard it on Sunday movies, but like in one ear.
I'm gonna
out the
blow
other,
your
'cause I don't
fucking
care.
mind with this because it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah,
He gets a
Blue
call.
Brad's fine.
He gets a call from Bruce Wayne, and he's like, "Hey, congratulations! I'm almost to the courthouse. I'll see
And
you
at
in
this
a minute."
point, you're expecting Ben Affleck.
because he's been accepted.
That's his Batman.
the whole thing.
He was in this movie.
Is that the new Batman?
No.
From the Batman?
Even crazier.
Crazy.
So he gets out. The thing pulls up. They're like, Mr. Wayne, blah, 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 blah. They're taking photos, and out steps George Clooney's Batman.
Oh, nice.
Bruce Wayne.
And he's like, who are you? And he's like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
Funny, Barry. And he's like, what the
Like,
fuck
no,
are you?
really, who are
who
you?
the fuck are you?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shit. And that's how it ends.
Sequel bait.
But there's no more.
No.
Oh, there's
it's-
not?
Do you know how upsetting that
Oh,
is?
DC, that's
Dude,
funny.
what a cock tease.
Why is it funny, Evan? Fucking Marvel fans want
'Cause
DC to fail.
Not a Marvel fan. Marvel's just as bad.
Marvel's worse.
Sorry, I get very.
Like, that makes... Oh, that's so bad.
It's so upsetting.
it's-
because
they
as someone,
finally planned something well, and it's done.
we
Like,
all agree that those movies are bad, but they're so good to go back and watch. The George Clooney Batman
Oh, I
movie.
haven't seen
oh,
them in,
it's
like,
so
20
good.
years.
It's
It's been a
so
long
bad,
time.
but it's so fun.
Yeah, it's
so
fun to watch
It's fun to
drinking
watch.
or being high or
Yeah,
stuff
it's the
like
best.
that.
They're
Yeah.
not good movies by any
No,
stretch.
not at all.
But they are fun to watch,
Man.
and it's
How
nostalgic.
much do they
as
pay
fuck
George
for me.
Clooney for that?
I'm sure it'll come
he
out
sold his
eventually.
tequila brand. He made a Casamigos.
He's got
He
tequila
sold
brand,
the-
too? Does every
Oh,
celebrity
no,
have a
sold his
tequila
own.
brand?
He's got the tequila brand.
Dang.
Casamigos is the
Oh, I didn't know he was
I think
Casamigos.
celebrities that
Casamigos.
sell alcohol are just just
You
complete
sell out
dicks
pieces
and
of
pieces
shit.
Yeah,
of shit.
yep.
Except this blackened whiskey I have in my
I've never
left
heard
hand,
of it. Is
made
it
by
good?
Metallica.
Wait, they
this,
made
this
it?
Band,
They were
yeah.
they were in the factory.
Forged by sound,
They were in the factory hand milling corn.
hand milling
Wild.
it.
Yep.
They were milling it so
I
hard you've
cannot-
never seen corn milled like this, Brad.
You've
Not
never
sponsored.
seen corn milled like this before. I can't stand when whiskey says handmade. Oh, did you?
Does it
Did you
say?
handcraft it
Didn't
and
say
then
by whose hand.
by but no one's hand. You have to mill corn down
No,
into
no.
dust.
This says remastered in celebration of Metallica's album 72.
You really
Splits.
need to go easy on that. That's
No.
not coming around again.
Oh, I don't care.
That's not going to last you a year. And
I don't give a shit.
Okay, all right. All right.
I don't
Not
keep
meant to
this
sit
stuff
on a
to
shelf
sell it. Yeah.
forever. Like, yeah,
It
he's gonna...
is.
Oh.
It belongs in a museum. I'm kidding.
I like
I'm kidding.
to
Do
enjoy
the-
things
do you
except for the
give-
things on my wall.
I'm about to say
They
you
will
don't open. You haven't
remain in
opened a
packaging.
single action figure.
I have
Who opens?
I opened my
don't have
DC
open
one.
Oh shit!
figures.
Let's move this table.
because they're $20 and they're better quality than
They are. The
Hasbro's.
McFarlane stuff's way better.
Dude, did you see the Kenobi Vader with the cracked helmet?
I did
did
see
not.
that. Yeah,
And it's in the
I've
good
avoided all of
packaging
it.
too. Like,
yeah, because they're
Dude.
coming back with
All right,
Give
so
me
let's
that.
talk. Let's talk. We have done like an hour of not Star Wars. on the Star
46
Wars
minutes.
podcast.
Lucasfilm, and then we talked a little Flash. So
Yeah.
Flash was great. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, thank you.
It was really, really good.
And what everything out of that, what makes me happiest is that you loved Man of Steel because you understand
I get it.
what
Oh.
we feel for Henry Cavill, Zack Snyder, and that Superman.
Also, we forgot to mention the day they announced that was
Yeah.
the new casting was the day I watched that.
Yeah,
Do you know how tall that guy is? He's 6'4".
Yeah,
He's gonna be perfect in that role if he can act.
right.
If he
Agreed.
can act, he looks. Did you see the new guy?
if he can shave.
If he can shave and act, he looks the part. Like he really does.
For those of you that haven't noticed, that's like my only DC joke I ever make. Is like, oh, this is the mustache, haha. Like that's all I got.
That's very outdated. I'd forgotten
I
about
don't know-
it.
I don't even know
so
what he's talking
you
about.
still sitting in
The
that universe.
CGI mustache.
So part of the Justice League.
I know. Yeah, they
That's
had to
my
brought
only
it in.
DC
because he
joke.
was filming Mission Impossible
And
or
he
something,
couldn't
right?
shave,
Yeah,
yeah.
he couldn't shave.
It's
Yeah,
the worst.
I know.
All
It
right.
looked really stupid.
So let's talk about
How the
Star.
fuck could you not do a mustache? How the fuck
I
you
don't know.
fuck that up?
But if you ever want to call me out for like
Joss Whedon.
hating on DC because that's my only joke, there you go. That's what you can always fall back on. But like Evan, that's all you got.
That's all right.
Joss Whedon
With-
for you,
hey,
man.
I love you.
Love both you two,
Love you.
especially
Joss
because you both have real mustaches.
We do.
Mustache. Did you watch the gallery for Mando 3? I did, and I bored the hell out of
Nah,
me.
did
I don't think
not.
I even watched 2.
I know.
I don't think I
we
watched
talked
season
about
2.
it.
I
It
can't
was
remember.
all it
I'm
was.
excited for it. Not good.
They just went safe. It was just interviews with Favreau, Filoni, Kennedy every now and again.
Lizzo.
Well, to be fair, season 3 was not.
Pedro Pascal's not anywhere near it. They talked to Katie Sackhoff for a few minutes.
Did she say she wants to sit on my face yet?
She mentioned the 2%, the
Yeah.
2% or whatever.
Yeah.
that is. Yeah.
I'm in the
Yeah,
2%.
2%. So I don't know.
didn't watch it yet.
There was nothing groundbreaking. breaking. There was
there's nothing groundbreaking in the season. I mean, the whole thing that made it interesting for
Except the
season
Shadow
1.
Council. If they would have
But
had that
not-
stuff in
yeah.
there,
But I'm talking
Moff
about like
Gideon,
filmmaking
stuff was
wise,
cool.
like
Yeah.
show, like they didn't do anything new.
yeah.
The volume was crazy to see that how they filmed that in season 1. You're like, holy shit, okay, that's new. But I mean, I think Mando's going to really peter out in season 4. I don't think anyone's going to give a fuck.
The only way they can
It'll be
not
better.
is if it
It'll be a
ramps
lot
up
better.
the first order.
I can't. Man, that season 3 was so mediocre.
I think they're gonna. I think Favreau and Filoni will hear. Well, first off, I think Filoni's paying
But how
attention
do
to
you-
Ahsoka.
I just don't.
He's like half the bag in.
That
on,
could have
like
been
Mandalorian.
why season 3 wasn't that great. That really could have been.
It's hard though, to manage, especially Ahsoka, because if you screw that up,
People are
You're
gonna
in
be
trouble.
pissed. Yeah, people
Of
are
course they
pissed.
which
will.
I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna screw it up. But
Yeah.
if you do,
No, I can't. They've been real quiet about it though. Isn't that
Yeah.
weird? Like they
it's
released
coming
that.
out in August.
I
Like,
know.
we're
We haven't
almost
seen
there.
anything. We
I
haven't seen
have a
anything.
news piece to talk about it down
Let's
the
do
road. So yeah, we could talk about that real quick with Ahsoka. So there's a new look at Ahsoka coming this weekend to the Essence Festival of Culture. It may have happened already. The confirmation was made on the Walt Disney World official website, which listed several ways on how the studio will participate in the upcoming event, of which it is the main entertainment sponsor. One of the offerings they have in Louisiana, blah, 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 blah. The cast of Haunted Mansion will take part of the events and panels on Saturday and Sunday.
Gives a fuck.
That also includes special looks at the new Disney Plus series Star Wars Ahsoka and Walt Disney Animation Studios' upcoming blah, 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 Wish. So they're giving a new look at Ahsoka. Does that mean trailer 2 impending anytime soon? We're like 50 days away from this.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, I feel
51,
like
something
sometime
like
in early to mid July, you got to drop
Isn't it
a
the same
trailer.
day as your daughter's going to be born?
The day after her due
Day
date.
after
yeah.
due date. Okay.
Day after her due date. So
I was like, I knew it was close.
that's close.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to be dropping a trailer.
Lily
sometime.
and Britt are going to have similar close birthdays, dude.
What's her
Britt's
birthday?
August 16th.
Oh, wow, that's close. That'd be close. Yeah.
What is the? We can edit it out if you want
22nd.
to.
No, I
that's
don't
close.
care.
That's
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I have a listener
cool.
We have
question.
a lot of birthday connections in this
Yeah.
friend group anyway.
We do.
so let's keep it
Do
going.
I like it. And there's a lot of date significance amongst the three of us, just in general.
Yeah.
May 18th is significant to me, in a way less fun way than it is for you.
we all fingered our buttholes on the same date.
That's true.
Wait, every
Let's
day?
say it. 3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
Every
March
day.
23rd. Oh.
God damn it.
Well, mine lines up.
We have a listener question.
March 23rd is my brother's birthday.
Oh, Brett, I know. Yeah.
That's close to Austin's birthday.
Who do you
March
think's house I
28th.
was over
is it
at?
really?
Yeah, there you go.
Whose house I was at.
So we had a listener question sneak in after we recorded our listener questions last week. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
Nope, he didn't make the cut. Can't
No,
do it.
Fuck you.
Can't
Get on-
do it.
Shenanigans
Oh, my bad. I assumed the gender.
in Disney account name on Instagram. Rachel is her first name.
I think I broke Brad too. I assumed Brad to not die, but
That made me laugh.
Her question is, Rachel's question is there a specific Legends character you'd like to get added into the current canon, and which medium? So like comic, TV, show, movie.
don't even
I
know
have
Legends
mine
I
off
have
the
a,
top of
I have
my
a
head.
controversial one.
Name 5
Oh,
Legends characters.
I don't know
and
if
I'll pick
mine's
one,
controversial,
like-
but Mara Jade, I'd put her right in there.
Mara Jade. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I have a controversial one.
Who?
And I think it's actually ties into what they're doing right now.
Is it Star
I
Killer?
think Luke.
Luke.
No. Call him something else. LK01 or whatever clone name you want to call him.
Yeah.
But cloning Luke Skywalker
Oh yeah, they could.
would be
Ooh.
interesting.
Yeah, have Hux do it or somebody.
As a test,
Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons why he goes
Necromancer?
into hiding.
Project
Some-
Necromancer.
I know it sounds crazy
Sure.
to say, but I think they could do that
That's
very
how
well.
you do it.
Yeah.
Tie it into stuff you're already talking about.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think they brought the best Legends character already into canon with
Black
Thrawn.
Chrysanthemum?
Yeah, well,
Yes, but also yes. Thrawn
Yes.
and Black
Thrawn,
Chrysanthemum.
yeah. Thrawn's that's a damn... Yeah,
I-
that's the GOAT. Like,
I don't know. I can't.
Evan would take the OG Ben Solo.
Sure.
Or
Who's that?
the Ben Skywalker.
Okay, is
the
that
OG
Luke's
Ben.
son?
I think so, yeah.
no, it was
Or is
Han
it-
and Leia's son.
is it Han and
Yeah,
Leia's son?
It was I think it was Ben Solo.
I have no idea.
Was it
I don't know
No,
anything
there's
Legends,
a Ben Skywalker,
so
I think.
That's why I'm saying, like, don't ask me this question. I don't know anything.
No, the
Legends.
Luke thing
We
would be
don't.
interesting. I
It
don't think
would.
I don't think you call him Luke, but that character
Yeah,
would
something
be
similar.
interesting as fuck.
Yeah, you don't have to name it Luke. Just
No.
be like, this is from Luke's
They
hand.
clone it from because that was going to be the opening scene of Episode 7 anyway.
Yeah.
They were going to have the
floating
Luke's
hand.
floating hand, so like it all would tie in
And
very
if
well.
that's in the comics. Palpatine does possess Luke's
Yep,
hand.
it's Dark
so
Horse, the Dark Horse comics. Yep,
There you go. So it's already kind
oh,
of
whoops.
canon, but the clone isn't.
I don't want
canon.
Legends of Tomorrow.
I would love that. If you see like if you're going through some Imperial or First Order base next season of Mando and you see like you
Yeah.
hear that they're like Project Skywalker or something,
Yeah.
like that would be fucking crazy. I would. I
Like
think
Phase 1 of Project Necromancer
That's like
is
that's like the cheap answer. Is like Luke.
Skywalker Point 2 or
Yeah,
something. Like,
I don't know what you call him. But,
yeah, I don't either.
I don't know what you call him, but like they could fucking rock that. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. That'd be really cool.
I mean, there's Darth Malgus, Revan.
Revan would be dope.
There's a clone
Well,
Emperor Palpatine in
By
Legends.
names, those are all canon. By name only. So
Mara Jade Skywalker. That's
Mara
right,
Jade
there's-
would be cool, but I think we've passed that boat. If you're not doing it,
There's
in
a Jason and Jaina solo.
Jason
So
Solo. That's who it is.
Okay.
so that's already been done.
Jason
Ben,
Solo.
basically.
That's Ben. Yeah.
Okay.
Jason,
there's a
basically.
Ben Skywalker though. I'm trying to find him. Dash Rendar. You didn't pick Dash Rendar?
No, because it's just Han. It's just bullshit Han Solo.
Yeah,
We already
I know.
had that in Spaceballs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Is Gilad Paleon the one they brought in for the
Yeah.
council? Yeah.
Yep, that's Thrawn's like right hand
Right.
guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there more here? I don't feel like looking.
Which I
into
had
it.
never heard of him until he was announced.
question,
he's like
by the
in
way,
Rebels.
Rachel.
but I
Great
don't
question.
Really know.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I can't answer it because I don't.
That's fine.
Is Jackson canon now? The rabbit?
No, that'd be a good one.
So there
Okay,
you go.
I'll
Pick
go Jackson.
there.
But
I
I
thought
don't.
he
I don't.
was.
I no, he's not canon.
Okay.
Um,
Jackson, then I guess.
I just don't know how you pull that off. I think an animation.
Just have
I
him
guess,
in the
is the way to
background
go.
walking by. Be like, there you
It's the
go.
way to go.
Good enough.
Or like kids show now the fucking.
Oh, if he was in
Skywalker
Young Jedi.
Adventures. Young Jedi
Yeah.
Adventures. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's how you do it.
So check this shit out.
I stand by Luke. I think that could be interesting.
That's the best answer out of
That'd
at
be
least our
interesting.
two. What did you say, Tom, for yours?
Mara Jade,
All right, Jade.
Who's that?
Luke's
wife.
wife.
Okay.
She's a force sensitive Jedi Master. Eventually, she's a scoundrel. She used to be like Palpatine's right hand person.
Okay.
Eventually,
I'm
turned
still.
into
I
his
think.
wife.
I think.
She's a
Clone
ginger
Luke is
too,
my
so
favorite,
pick
but-
wisely.
That's why I
Yeah.
picked her.
Yeah.
Well, duh.
Is
Actually,
she a
too,
piece?
she's very.
Brad, is
I
she a
don't know.
piece?
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's all that
Luke,
matters.
Luke Skywalker married. You think Luke's
Well, Luke
married
is a
some
piece.
fucking some bridge troll? No,
No.
Luke's marrying a piece. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here. She's a.
Especially Rip Luke on the cover.
Yeah,
You remember
like
that
the-
poster when he's like jacked?
Yeah, and he's like holding the lightsaber
Yeah,
up, and
jacked Luke.
Leia's
Oh,
at
yeah.
his legs.
That's
that's
my
not
new
his
answer.
sister.
Jacked Luke.
That's my ideal Jedi right there is Winston.
Winston, I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that.
Check this out. I've shared this with you when I was doing the show notes, but
I probably didn't read it.
yes, you did, because you reacted to it. You said, "Excuse me," and/or building up to shoot
Oh, yeah.
at Hever Castle soon. Location for Naboo in the Phantom Menace.
Sick.
Let's yes.
fucking go.
That's
We haven't seen Naboo
spectacular
after
news.
Padme's death.
Nope.
And that was only for like 2 minutes.
well, you see it in don't
Well,
you see
the
it in
end of
the
Return of the Jedi, in
but
the
that's
special edition.
retrospect. Who gives a fuck?
We get it, in, yeah.
And that's only 3 seconds. That's cool.
Fuck yeah.
I keep saying, I
We're
think
all
season
for
2 is going to bring all of us around.
Yeah, I
on
think you're all
Andor.
going to be like,
Not all of
"Andor
us.
is so fun."
Yeah,
I
we're gonna
think
be like
season
season
two's
2 is
gonna
great.
do it.
Season 1 is still what it is.
And Matt Navarez and I will be jerking each other off.
That's fine. You
to-
guys
to
go ahead.
Andor will be spraying with
You
lotion.
go right ahead.
It's being reported that Daisy Ridley's role in Episode 10, which is what I'm calling it, is more support than anything.
That's fine.
Did you guys notice this? And they're looking to cast
okay
like a
with it.
young girl and a young boy.
Oh, wait.
I
but
think
wait.
that's a smart move.
Why do that when you have Finn right there? Make Finn be the main.
I agree, but this is 15 years after.
Yeah, I don't think you need Finn
Dude,
being.
Finn
he's
could be a
too old.
full-fledged Jedi Knight Master by
Well,
the
he
time.
needs to be top 3 character or something. Because, like, come on.
That's if John Boyega wants to do it.
True.
I doubt he comes back.
Yeah.
Period.
I want him to.
Money
I would
too.
love to see
We all would
Finn's
love
story.
him to. I don't
like
think
so
there's
bad.
any actual fan that doesn't want him. We all want him.
Yeah, I just don't think he does it. I think he's gonna.
So a little bit more
Say no.
information about those upcoming films. In a recent interview with Games Radar Plus, Kathleen Kennedy, boo, boo. Yeah, all right, everybody calm down. Discussed the possibility of a link between Rey's new Jedi Order film and James Mangold's movie about the origins of the Force. She went on to say, while eating chicken wings, "I think what's always great about Star Wars is it's a big galaxy and we're coming off what was a major war with the First Order. And now Rey has made a promise to Luke, and that's really the core of where we're going and what the story will be. And I think it offers just tremendous opportunity to introduce new characters and start with something fresh because we culminated with what George Lucas was creating, and now we take all of that and move it into the next chapter. It was something that James Mangold immediately sparked to, and I think it was a really nice compliment to what we're doing with moving into the future with Rey, and then understanding a bit more of where this all came from because it will be at the heart of creating the new Jedi Order. So to get a real sense of where that might have began with Dawn of the Jedi could be pretty cool."
I trust in James Mangold. He won me complete. I mean, not that he needed to win me over because Logan was a fucking masterclass.
Still best movie I've seen him
storytelling.
done, yeah. Do.
By far.
Ooh, Logan's
That's
so
a
good.
masterclass in storytelling. He just kind of solidified the fact that I love.
Did you
this
see
guy,
his
so let's
comments?
go.
How he's kind of like not happy that they're doing another Wolverine story with after
should be.
Logan. He should.
I don't
be.
blame him.
If you
Have you seen Logan?
No.
Oh, it's beautiful,
dude? If you like comic book movies, you got to see that fucking movie.
Hence why I haven't.
You. I don't like him, but I see all of them.
No, not
False.
necessarily. He hasn't seen Doctor
last-
Strange. He hasn't seen.
Yeah, the last comic book thing I saw, I think, was probably Spider-Man. Not the cartoon one.
You're acting like
last
that was a
live action.
decade ago.
Well, they
It
put
was
out.
in December 21.
They've also put out
it really?
75
Yeah.
comic book things since then.
That's true.
They put out one,
But you
a
like
week.
Spider-Man and you like
Used to.
comic book things. You like comic book things.
I don't own any non-Star Wars comics, so that's not true.
All right.
Like I like Star Wars,
right.
and I used to like
All
comics.
He's got a one special comic. It's like a Playboy from 1968. It's
We don't talk about that one.
It's
That's
full
called the
bush.
sticky comic.
Full bush.
Those pages stuck together, bro. You can't read. Can't get them. No, I thought you liked Spider-Man, like comic book stuff more than that.
Used to
That's
before
it.
The, before the dark times.
when they were good.
Before the dark times.
That's all I got.
All right, that's
Did
all
I
I
miss
got.
anything?
No, I'm done.
Talked a lot about Indy
I hate
5.
Evan.
You hate Evan? Gee.
I hate you.
Wait, 10
I
minutes
hate
ago he
you.
said he loves me.
No,
I'm so
of
confused.
course I'm
I
kidding.
know.
Of course, I'm kidding.
Yes, about one of
we-
them.
We respect everyone's opinion on this show, and that's why Evan's not coming on the next one.
I'm going to listen to all of Kyle's thoughts, but just give me,
I
did he
can't
like
wait.
it or did he not like
He
it?
loved it.
Okay.
He
That's
loved
all I
it,
want to
yeah.
know for now. I'll listen.
He loved it, and he's right. What do you, we were going to rate him. We are going to rate the movie. We forgot to.
Oh, we
On
already
a scale
did.
of 1
We
to
already
10.
did? Oh.
The Flash
scale of
or
1 to 10.
Indy?
No, Indy 5.
already
On a
did
scale of
Indy.
1 to 10. We didn't do it.
Oh, we
on
didn't
a
do
scale
1
of
to 10. We did
No.
the order
I
of
was
Indy
about to, then we
movies.
started talking about Flash.
All right. We'll talk about
Scale
we'll
of 1
end
to
the
10,
show then.
Indy 5. What do you got?
They, I guess like a 6.5, 7.
Oh, God, I'm way higher.
I'll go 7.
8.5.
I'm going to say a solid 9.
9.
Yep.
Perfect.
Solid 9.
All right. That's where we land on Indy 5. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you on the next show. Until then, be safe. May the Force be with you.
Always and good journey.
Rise, Jedi Knight. Master Yoda, is this the last Jedi talk of the week?
No. There is another.
Can I shit first?